Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your boy Rashone, aka Looker. We got another video here with Space Invaders. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's in a good space. I know a lot of states are opening up right now. You know, they're going into their second phases or whatever and opening up their businesses. So, you know, it's going to be more people out and about. So I just hope everybody's taking the proper precautions and just being cautious about how they're moving about, you know, and just making the proper judgments, man. You know, we all adults, you know what time it is, you know what's going on, you know, just be safe, man. Be wise about it, man. You know, I understand a lot of people probably, you know, been cooped up for like, you know, past 2 to 3 months, you know what I mean, and just want to get out and about and want to see people, but just use your head, everybody. Just be wise about what you're doing. So there's another episode from Live from the Slip Seat. I know normally I do them in the truck, but every now and then you'll see me do them. I'm in the crib. You know, sometimes I get busy. I can't do the videos like I want to do them while I'm driving in and out of the truck. So I'll tend to wait till I could get home and then, you know, do the videos, you know. But yeah, so make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications, so every time that I post a video, you know about it. You know what I mean? And you'll be up on it. But yeah, man. This week, what I want to talk about right here, man. We you know, a couple weeks back, I talked about, like, you know, we've supported, you know, we as people support a lot of entertainers and actors and actresses and stuff of that nature. Like, where are they at? You know, we're looking for the help. Like, where y'all at with helping us, you know, if the people that put money in your pockets, you know what I'm saying, and make you wealthy and rich, you know what I'm saying, and famous, you know, now the people were in trouble. We hit during the pandemic. Where you at? People are having problems. You know, they losing jobs and things of that nature. So where are these entertainers at? You know, it seemed like a lot of them had got quiet and you don't hear much. You know what I'm saying? It's a little, you know, it ain't many videos, it ain't many pictures floating around social media like they would normally do every day. You know, when things were popping, you know, you were seeing, you know, it got a little spooky out there. But I touched on that, you know, some weeks ago, and I talked about we need to know who got our back, who's in our corner, you know what I'm saying, who's supporting us. You know, what entertainers are going to support us. At this time, there's no need to be quiet. You know, nobody should be, you know, shouldn't been donating quietly. They should have been letting us know, because we, as the consumers, were letting them know that we supported them by, when we go to social media, we were doing things like shouting out their albums and just shouting them out, or any merch that we may have bought from our favorite entertainer. We showed it, we rocked it, took pictures in it, posted it up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for the actors and actresses. When a good movie, when our favorite actor or actresses they're in a good dope movie that come out, we go shout them out. We try to, you know, we try to let people know that it's a hot film that just dropped. Like, yeah, go see that. You know, if you've seen the previews for that film, it was hot. We seen it. You know, unbeknownst to most, you're giving out free promotion, you know, to these folks. So now it's like, where's the support at when the people that supported you, meaning the entertainers, the athletes, where is the support now? We need that. We need you to pay that forward now. Where you at? So now I say that to say this: we have a basketball legend, played for the Los Angeles Lakers. All time great, one of the all time greats for the Lakers. NBA All-Star multiple times, and then went on to be a savvy businessman, which I would like to think that he paved the way for a lot of, when we talk about the movie theater business, I feel like he paved the way for some of the things that you may be seeing now. Who I'm talking about is like Magic Johnson, man. You gotta give a shout out to Magic Johnson right now for what he's doing. Magic Johnson is offering $100 million, through in a collaborative effort with his company. He has a company called Equitrust Life Insurance, and he's partnering with a company based out of New Jersey called MBE Capital, a non-bank lender, and they help small businesses, minorities and women in small business. They help them out, and assisting them with any of their needs when they're creating their small business. So shout out to Magic Johnson, man, because he putting his money where his mouth is. He's he's a savvy businessman, and for him to make a collaborative effort with his company, Equitrust Life Insurance. He's putting that $100 million up to help the small businesses and things of that nature, because he knows, like, that first round, small businesses got jerked out of that money, and so then the second round, some people still got jerked out of that money. Some small businesses might have got that money, that next round, but ultimately the first round, a lot of business got jerked out. You had the big corporations jumping in there and just swiping that money because of the relationships they had with them banks. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those businesses that took that PPP money, that payment protection program money that the government, that was part of the stimulus package, the first stimulus package that went out. That was the small business money for small business was in there. And those big businesses that were publicly traded on the stock market went in, jumped right up in there, and went for that money. They weren't small businesses. They were corporations that went for that money. I want to say it was 75 companies total, 75 corporations that went in and took that money. Because from my understanding, not every bank was handling the PPP, the Payment Protection Program. So I believe it was certain banks. I know for sure one of those banks was Chase. Man. I'm not for sure the other banks, but I know like your the regular traditional, the Wells Fargos, the Bank of Americas, they weren't doing that. They weren't handling, from my understanding and my knowledge, they weren't handling those loans. I mean, well, the government, they weren't handling that government program, so it was only certain banks handling that. If I'm wrong, anybody out there, any small business owners out there, if I'm wrong on that, check me on that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm for sure that I'm right from all the different things that I read. But if I'm wrong, small business owners, if I'm wrong, check me on that. You know what I mean? But I'm quite for sure from my understanding and readings early on that it was only certain banks handling that. So the way that those corporations got that first wave of money for the small businesses were that they went in because of the relationships they had, and those corporations, they got more muscle with them. So they go in, swipe that money. They went in and took that money and left the small businesses during that first round with their hands out and scratching their head because they couldn't understand. A lot of the small business owners from around the country, they couldn't understand, like, wait a minute, we were trying to apply, they were turning us down, now we know why. So then the government went back in and went and took out, presented another bill, small businesses in mind again. So small businesses will have a second opportunity to go in and get money. I was hearing little things here and there about what was going on with that, and I believe a lot of small businesses were running into the same problem again. Not so much with, I don't think so much with like what the corporations did the first time, because what the government did do, they did request that those corporations that took that money, they all return it back. They or they will be penalized, which regardless of what, they should be penalized. And I feel like the banks who participated in pushing those applications should be penalized as well. Like, we all know what the small business is. You can't say, okay, because how corporations run. Let's just say, for instance, you got a corporation, I don't know, Pizza Hut or Wendy's or whatever it is. How these corporations run, their budgets don't come out of the corporation's budget, if it makes sense. They budget per store. So whatever this store makes, if this store, just say this store here makes, let's say this store makes $3 million a year profit. Let's just say that store makes that. So that's just what that store makes. So any maintenance that store needs, let's say the corporation is Pizza Hut. Let's just use Pizza Hut. So let's say they got a Pizza Hut on the north side here. That Pizza Hut grosses a year. They're after everything, a year they're making $3 million. Okay, this one store. We're not talking about the entire corporation. We're talking about this one store on the north side here. They may make $3 million, right? So anything that store needs, that store pays for it. The corporation don't cut the check. That store pretty much runs it's self-run. Like, whatever they make, that's what they make. That's they take out of that. They budget off of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of them small businesses they were trying to, a lot of those corporations, they were trying to act as if, oh yeah, well, we have 20 stores, but they're not under our, umbrella. No, they were. You can't separate that. That's your corporation. They're under your umbrella. You can't, just because you got it broken down for tax purposes, this is what this store makes, and this is what that store makes. It's still not a small business. They're all under your umbrella. You know what I'm saying? That's your company. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of those companies were doing. They were taking the money from the beginning, and they were trying to move off of that, trying to act as if, yeah, well, we taking it just for this store. No, but your company got the check. You know what I'm saying? Your company got the check, and you're a publicly traded company, meaning that You are trading on the stock market. Your company is on the stock market. So you can't, you're not a small business. Small business is the mom and pop that got it from the mud. They didn't turn corporate. They didn't turn into a corporation. They're still owned by one person or this one family. They never went big. That's a small business. We know what that is. So, a lot of small business owners around the company, they lost out on that. So, with Magic Johnson jumping in right now, and Magic Johnson, offering up that 100 million to minority and black women in business, that's a big thing, man. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to do, man. That's what needs to be done, man. Support your local business, and Magic Johnson understands the power of a small business. He's a savvy businessman. Magic Johnson played basketball, and I like to, I've kind of seen how he moved after the NBA, and I mean, man, like he made some power moves. I don't even know if everybody Magic Johnson had. Do y'all understand? Like Magic Johnson was doing he had music. He had his hands in music. He had his hands in film. Magic Johnson had his hands, in a whole lot of businesses. I think, TGI Fridays early on. He had in the early 2000s. He had movie theaters. I don't know if anybody remember when he opened up the movie theater, and one of the first movie theaters he opened up was in New York City, in Harlem. I don't know if it's still there. Anybody from, from New York and Harlem, I should say, let me know, if that movie's still there. Tap in on that. Let us know if that movie theater's still there. But the Magic Johnson, the movie theater, man, and I want to say he was the first one that I heard, like, he had soul food in a movie theater. He had, he made it like, he wanted to make it like it was like you were in your living room chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they had soul food. They had to recline the chairs. I want to say he was the first one to move on that and be an innovator with that, you know what I'm saying? And then now you see, if you be around the country and certain cities, you got the theaters, the IMAX theaters or whatever. You got the theaters with the reclining chairs. They got full menu boards, and the menu boards almost look like gourmet, things on their menu. Ain't soul food, but they have like food on their menu. Like, it ain't the regular back in the day movie food. So like, I want to say that Magic Johnson was the innovator. I want to say that he set the stage for that right there, for real, because that was the first time I heard a movie theater doing something of that nature, and that's when he did it. So, shout out to him for that. I mean, I remember hearing about his TGI Fridays deals. Kind of crazy. I've been watching Magic, man, like, just seeing some of the deals and things, reading about some of the deals and how he moving in the game. And that's a major shout out to him, man, for wanting to put them funds up. Now, I don't know, it could be other entertainers and stuff that could have put their money in the pot with that. I don't know. That's either here or there. But I just feel like his name, he put his name out there as a business owner, as a black business owner, and him just being a savvy businessman at that. That speaks volumes, man. That's big stuff right there. And shout out to him for busting that move. However, it's done. Shout out to him, man. And like I'm saying, a lot more to entertainers, a lot more of our black owned. I'm speaking to our black people right now. A lot more of our black entertainers and athletes. I'm just saying, you need to do that. You know what I'm saying? You need to do that. Let the people know, man, because that right there, you know, we can't talk down on that right there, man. It doesn't matter whatever could be raised up to give, because we understand the power of small businesses and those mom and pop stores in the neighborhoods when you come up, man, and how much of a staple in the neighborhood they were, and you know, you 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 couldn't see some of your childhood, without those stores. When you think back on your childhood, you think back on some of those stores you would go to as a kid, and when you would get that back in the day when you would get the penny candy and stuff like that. Like those stores, man, when you think back on your childhood, you think about those things about when you were a kid and you rode your bike to the store, to your favorite store, to get you whatever it was, a soda, a juice, ice cream, or whatever it was. Like those mom and pop stores, man, those mom and pop stores that that gave the neighborhood credit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was black, man, and the only time you known about credit, you know what I'm saying, was that neighborhood store that had you on credit for the week. You know what I mean? Like, so you can go in there and get whatever you want, because they knew you gonna come you gonna come. That's where you come. That's where you come shop at to get your little knickknacks, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Your little bread, your milk, whatever. They know you're gonna always come there every week, so they gave you a credit. You in the neighborhood. They know exactly where you live at too. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you had credit, you know what I'm saying, with those stores, man. And for some, that was the first time you ever had credit. You know what I'm saying? You was with your local store. And, and we're not just talking about those mom and pop stores, man, and restaurants. You had, black owned furniture company, furniture stores, you know what I'm saying? And you were in the neighborhood, you lived in the neighborhood that they were in. You might have got you a good deal on some furniture, you live right there down the block, that black owned cleaners, like those are things, landmarks in the neighborhood, man, that you got to respect the small business, man. And that's what keep the cities thriving, man. Those small businesses, that's what, what I mean. And I always feel like, me personally, the small business takes the weight off of, a lot, because some people didn't have cars to travel out to other places to get some of the things they need. So if it was a certain small business in your area that they may have sold washers and dryers, you know what I mean? It may have been used, but if it's a small business, they had it. You went there. It was close to you. You can get it. You might have not had the money to go. You might not had the Sears money. To go get that washer and dryer from Sears, but you knew you had Mr. Paul's down the street. He got the washer and dryer. It ain't new, but it's used. You can afford what he's selling it for, and if it break, Mr. Paul may come and fix it. You know what I'm saying? Or may even exchange it for you. You know what I mean? So it was like the small business, man. You had to stretch you. It just is those are staples, man, in neighborhoods, man. And we as the people, we respect that. Now today, things moved on, and you get to places like Walmart and things of that nature that I have a love and hate thing for Walmart, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's like they kind of took away from the small business, because they have about 100 industries, no exaggeration, under one building. You know what I mean? And so then you look around, and if you have a Walmart in your neighborhood, then look around and see how many small businesses you have in your neighborhood. They depleted. because of Walmart has 100 industries under one. They have hardware stuff. They have flour. They got a florist. They got groceries. They got clothing, infant furniture, the bicycles, toys, you know, you name it, household items, you know what I mean, the hardware, auto. So you look fishing gear, you know what I'm saying, fishing utensils, the rods and things of that, fishing gear, I should say, excuse me. So it's like a whole bunch of industries under that roof. So you kind of knocked out the small businesses, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Once again, man, shout out to Magic Johnson. Hey, listen, anybody, you know what I'm saying, any small business out there, y'all trying to see what's up with this, he has $100 million on the table that, you know, that's out there for small businesses. If you're trying to get to know how to go about that money, man, just log on to the letter B, EPC.com. Log on to there. And I guess it'll take you step by step. I checked out the website yesterday, and the other, his Magic Johnson's other business, his business website is equity. Let me look at it on my paper here. I don't want to get y'all the wrong. I don't want to say the wrong. Equity Trust. Equity Trust Life Insurance. EQUITRUST Life Insurance. That's Magic Johnson's. That's his firm. That's his company. But they collaborated with MBE Capital. MBE Capital. They're based out of New Jersey. Magic Johnson formed with MBE Capital. They collaborated on this loan. I mean, with this grant here, this 100 million. They collaborated together because MBE Capital, after I was reading their website, they assist minority and women in small business. Yeah, make sure y'all check them out, man. Once again, the website to find out how you can, you know, the application process to get, you know, some of this $100 million that Magic Johnson has set aside. It's mbepc.com. mbepc.com. Check them out. If you're a small business, and hey, man, I don't have no stake in this, man. I don't have any stake in that. I don't know these people, but I'm just shouting it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I came across that article and I seen it and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was cool. I thought it was dope. I was like, yo, that's what's up. You know, I'm hearing a lot of things going on with a lot of entertainers and things are doing all of these challenges and stuff. And I'm saying, like, well, where's that money going to? Like, if we're doing these challenges, where is the money going to? You know, because a lot of times we hear when disaster hits, or, you know, everybody's it's donations going on, but where's the money? You know? And I even go back, I have to go back to Katrina, back in New Orleans, I have to go back to the Katrina issue. That's just like when Katrina happened. So many people was displaced, and still to this day, the people in New Orleans are still, like, most of those people I believe of. I met so many people during that time where I'm at. I met so many people that came from New Orleans at that time, and they were just displaced, and, you know, people that were born and raised in the NO that, you know, may have never left the NO. Now they're scattered throughout the other places in the South, you know what I mean? Going back southwest to Texas, to coming back. They couldn't go to Mississippi because Mississippi was hit too. You know what I'm saying? Mississippi got hit too. So you you thinking Alabama, Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So they were coming, funneling through different states where they might have had other family at, or just going to other places that they had no knowledge of some of these places. But during that time, it was a lot of people donating, not knowing never where that money went. You know what I mean? And not to go back on this, because I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. That's just going back to saying, like, I remember watching a panel on C-SPAN back a few years after Katrina, and it was small business owners that were waiting, that were talking to the government. It was a panel between the small business owners and of New Orleans and the government. It's a panel on C-SPAN, and the small business owners of Louisiana were talking, and they were asking what happened with the money, because they knew that the government had gave funding, but they never seen the money. So they were trying to figure out what happened. And what happened was, they said at the time, I want to say Bush was president at the time. He gave up the money, but the government cut the check. They just cut the check. There was a disaster, catastrophe. They needed to get that money. So they just cut the check. They didn't ask no questions. And they left it up to the governor of Louisiana to disperse that money. He did not disperse it he didn't put it in the disaster areas. He didn't put that money to give it to the small business. He gave to special interest groups and whoever else he deemed fit. He didn't give it and put it where it needed to be put. And the area of New Orleans that really didn't get touched, that's where he put more money into that. So it was a big thing with that. But then you started, the question arose with me, like, well, it was a lot of donating going on. Where did that money at? Where is that money at? So I say that to say, like, I'm hearing a lot of different donations, like things going on, man. And like, man, if y'all out here, help the people out, man. Don't be dirt bags. Don't be sleaze bags. Don't be having these, like, you're doing it for the people and the people never seeing it, man. Help the people out. Like, that's real, man. Because that's whack. That's corny. If I'm watching, I'm hearing different things. I'm on here, I'm on social media, I'm watching and I'm just sitting back and I'm hearing everybody donating big cars, donating this, donating that, donating